Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you today that co-host Jalen Luna has officially been traded from the WhattaPlay podcast. Barstool hit me with a trade request that I couldn't refuse. You know, they gave me a pack of Skittles and some Cool Ranch Doritos, and you know, Jalen just isn't the valuable most asset to this team. You know, he's always slacking. He always talking about where the hoes at. But we're gonna let this man tell his side of the... Come on out here, bud. No, this man hasn't been traded, unfortunately, not just yet. But this is the 27th.
Before we get into all that, I will address the trade rumors that have been speculating on the internet. Just some stuff behind the scenes that, you know, been going back and forth, bickering, all that stuff. And I have been hit up by a couple of contenders about my services. That being said, I told them, you know, I'll keep y'all in mind. You know, but I'm gonna let the season, you know, play out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, you know, flake out. I'll do my thing here. You know, coming the end of the season. Since it is a contract year for me, you know what I'm saying? If my contract demands are met, I will officially request a trade from the WhattaPlay podcast and take my services elsewhere. I will also address the Barstool rumors. They have hit my line, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that could be a place I could be taking my talents to in the near future. I mean, hey, you never know.
Motherfucker ain't going nowhere. Welcome to the 27th installment of the WhattaPlay podcast. This is one of my favorite players that used to play in the league, Ray Rice episode. This is also the give him some notable 27s.
I'll say John Carlos Stanton. You know what I'm saying? But once the guy isn't hurt and he's someone producing, so you know, unlike some pitcher that we pay over $225 million for, and he is not living up to the name. But you know, hey. What career sorry asked for a ring this year?
27 is also the amount of rings the Yankees have, but who's counting?
It's about to be 28 at the end of the season, by the way.
Oh, we'll have a baseball episode for that, and we'll see where that stands come World Series time. Anyways, today we're going to be recapping the NBA Finals since we didn't get to that the last time we tried to record because of some technical difficulties. I got the script right here, so... That said, let's get into it. And we're also going to be recapping some stuff from the NBA. I cannot fucking speak today. I do apologize. The NBA draft. So, you know, the finals, they happened every year like they do. The Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics. Now, co-host Jalen, I'm going to let you speak on this because you correctly predicted this.
I did correctly predict the outcome of the NBA Finals, therefore I'm now a certified genius. But yeah.
Slow your roll, big fella.
We don't want to talk about rolls. But yeah, Steph and the guys down in the Bay Area, their fourth championship as a group. As you know, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Andre. You know, Andre played like 5 minutes the whole entire playoffs. But yeah, 7th World Championship for the Dubs. Now moving them past Chicago for most championships. They're now sitting in second place behind the Lakers and the Celtics for most NBA World Championships.
Yes. My thoughts on it, I'm happy. You know, I'm not a Celtics fan. I am a Lakers fan, obviously. Rocking the Lower Merion High School Kobe Bryant jersey today, and co-host Jalen is rocking some bum-ass dude from Slovenia.
This bum-ass dude from Slovenia is currently the best player in the National Basketball Association. So you will show your respect.
Slow your roll there as well, big fella. There are much other better players in the league, and some people would debate that. You know.
Wouldn't turn to Ralphie May.
I love Ralphie May.
But yeah, so 4th championship for the Dubs. Steph Curry, he's now tied with, you know, LeBron for most championships. You look at their roster. Steph did his thing. You know, Chef was cooking. You know what I mean. Jordan Poole, one of the young players who really just balled out all season for the Warriors. He became a big in the playoffs, came up big in the finals when he was most needed. Andrew Wiggins, shout out my guy Maple Jordan, man. Andrew Wiggins. For those of y'all who know me, you know that Wiggins is has always been one of my favorite players. I still remember when he got drafted during the Minnesota days. Really pulling hard for Wiggins, even though he kind of committed some friendly fire in my eyes against the Mavs. But
do it again.
That can all be forgiven. But Andrew Wiggins, just shutting up all the naysayers saying he was a bust and all that. So obviously, I'm very happy for him. And Kevon Looney, this is his third championship ring as a member of the Dubs. Really a big defensive presence for them. Doing all the dirty work and all that, doing all the stuff that Draymond should be doing. But in that case, Draymond just, talking his mess on Twitter and, just yelling at everybody and trying to pull down Jalen Brown's shorts for some reason. You do know what they say about the Bay Area. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Going from the Warriors to the Celtics, you can't take nothing away from them, whether you like them or not.
Oh, we can take one thing away from them. They didn't win a ring this year.
Yeah, but you look at how the Celtics were back in January. They were below 500, and they weren't even close to making the playoffs. But Ime Udoka, his first year as a head coach, he was this close to winning a ring. You know what I mean? So you can't take nothing away from him. A lot of hate the Celtics. Jason Tatum, even though he kind of disappointed Kobe Bryant in the finals. You know what I mean?
Let me speak on that real quick. As much as I dislike the Celtics, I do respect them, believe it or not. Y'all need to shut the hell up about, oh, this guy disrespected Kobe. This guy, that was his fucking role model, man. It's okay to have an idol. It's okay to have a role model. Mine also happens to be Kobe. This man to my left, his happens to be this gentleman right here.
Luka's not my role model. My role model was a damn NASCAR driver.
His role model, you look up to Luka though somewhat. I won't say role model. I'm not judging you, by the way. But that aside as well, I do actually like Luka Doncic. This one to my left just makes it hard to root for the guy sometimes.
Okay, but yeah, back to what I was saying. All the people who are saying, "Oh, JT and JB, they can't play together," made the finals. You know what I mean? Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Unfortunately, he really didn't show up in the finals. But end of the day, it is what it is. Dallas didn't make it. The Lakers didn't make it. As fans of the other 29 teams celebrated the fact that the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. But
what about your Spurs? They also didn't make it, right?
Yeah, it was meant to play in though.
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
And who did they push out of the play-in?
The Lakers.
Yeah. God damn it.
Something there.
But one thing I want to touch on, something that I've been seeing on social media following the finals, is comparing Steph to LeBron. Now, this is something that basketball fans, they've been doing ever since Steph started winning his rings and what have you. Now you can really say there's a legitimate argument.
You could say that, but you're going to have your naysayers, and you're also going to have people who are not going to clump together. There are those fans out there who say there's not one particular GOAT. Excuse me, that was disgusting. There are some people who have Michael Jordan as their GOAT. There's some people who have Kobe. There's some people who have LeBron. There's some younger generation who now have Steph. But Cohost Jalen, there are some people that have Iverson. There's an argument for a lot of those guys. But Cohost Jalen, would you attest and say that Steph Curry is better than LeBron James? And what's your argument for that?
Wardell Stephen Curry is better than LeBron Raymond James. Yes, we are using full government names today.
Okay, Jalen Thomas Luna.
Fourth ring in 13 years for Steph. He did it in less years than LeBron. You know what I mean? Steph Curry basically reinvented a whole basketball position, while LeBron in his later years, he's trying to play all five because the roster that he handpicks don't really tend to play out for him. You know what I mean? My thing with Steph is he makes his teammates better. He's done it really with the same core this whole time when you think about it. Meanwhile, LeBron, he's had to play for 3 different teams So he had really nobody his first stint in Cleveland. Went to Miami. He had D Wade and Bosh. Went back to Cleveland, Kyrie, Kevin Love, and then back in LA, barely Anthony Davis. But people like to call LeBron the GOAT and all that stuff.
He hasn't had a fully healthy, in regards to LeBron, he hasn't had a fully healthy Anthony Davis, I think, since the year we traded for him and we won that chip in the bubble.
I guess that's what happens when you go to Los Angeles.
Listen, man, I want to touch on something, speaking of going to Los Angeles. So there have been some rumors and speculation out there that a certain former teammate of LeBron could be reunited with him in Los Angeles, in Kyrie Irving. Now, I don't know how I feel about this move, to be honest. I think the only way that
damn well you're going to be the first one to buy his jersey should he come to Los Angeles.
What you talking about, motherfucker? I'd buy a full-on jersey.
Yep, you want to go up a few sizes because, how the Nike one be fitting. You can't use the jersey size that I'll be using because,
You know what? I got my own jersey size, so piss off, Lou. Anywho, the only way I could see this working is if we straight up do a Westbrook for Kyrie trade. Or we sign Kyrie as a free agent, but I don't think we have the cap space for that.
The teams that have been linked to acquiring Kyrie Irving, both LA teams, Philly, Dallas, none of the teams have the cap for him. So it would basically be the whole, you're going to trade half the roster for one player who might not even play a full season.
Go ahead and trade Luka for Kyrie. I will rub that shit in your face if that were to happen. I don't think Mark Cuban is that stupid, but if that day were to ever come, I'm roasting your ass, Mercer's. You get what I'm saying.
You can't even speak today.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I just got off work. Some of us had to work today, unlike some people.
I got weekends off.
Oh, good for you. You want a fucking cookie?
No, because I don't have a sweet tooth.
Anywho.
Apparently you've had one for the past 25 years.
We can put on those boxing gloves right now and step out there.
But anyways, back to the topic at hand. It really be a dumb move, in my opinion. LeBron might as well just suck up the last few years of his career playing mediocre basketball, and yeah.
Well, when's Bronny eligible to be drafted?
Not for another 2 years, because I think he's a junior in high school.
So yeah, LeBron's gonna play out those 2 years, play a year with his son, and then I think he calls it quits. So.
Finally, god damn.
Anywho, so what do you think, co-host Jalen, needs to be done for our respective teams? Talk about your team, then I'll talk about my team, in order, or your favorite player going forward.
In terms of the Mavericks, there have been a lot of reports coming out that the Knicks are willing to offer Jalen Brunson a 4-year, $100 million deal. There have been nothing about Dallas offering him more or matching that as of now. So. In my opinion, I feel like Brunson will end up leaving, mainly because his father is part of the Knicks coaching staff. But my thing is this: if Brunson walks, I mean, I would have liked to keep him, kind of home grow him as being Luka's sidekick. But there's a lot of good point guards out there who will be free agents. Bradley Beal has been linked to going to Dallas in case Brunson were to dip.
I actually want to speak on that Bradley Beal ordeal. I saw a report earlier today on Twitter that he is most likely to re-sign with the Wizards. So not to put a damper on that or anything, that's just speculation right now. Free agency doesn't open up until July.
Think about this: if he wants to ruin his career in DC, by all means, I mean, same thing with Damian Lillard. If he wants to ruin the last bit of his good years in Portland with no help, then so be it.
Yeah, Dame, loyalty gets you nowhere in today's league. We saw it with DeMar DeRozan back in the day. He was loyal as hell to the Raptors, and then, in that trade for Kawhi, which Kawhi was only a 1-year rental for the Raptors, so that was stupid.
We don't talk much about Kawhi around here, that damn traitor.
Oh, yeah, your former favorite player before Luka. Yes. Anywho, yeah, so.
But Dallas, they did get a big necessity a couple weeks back. So they did trade for a center, Christian Wood from the Rockets. Dallas did give up a few players, trade Marquise, Chris, and Bobby, and a first-round pick to acquire a much-needed big man. Now, you know it's a good trade for Dallas when the only bad thing people are saying about it is y'all give up Bobby. But, you know, it is a business at the end of the day. Much-needed big man. He can, you know, do work on defense, come back on offense, contribute. So, all in all, a good trade right there. And, I mean, really, at this point, we're just waiting to see what happens with Brunson and who Dallas can try to bring in.
Y'all had a big man before, though. You know, he used to be one of your favorites, did he not?
Dereck and Jalen a couple years ago.
I was talking about Porzingis.
We don't speak on Tingus around here.
Cohost Jalen is very sensitive about a lot of players in this league. Anywho, what I think the Lakers need to do is I can't say much because obviously we're going to see what happens with Westbrook. He can either opt into his player option or he can opt out of it. So we'll see what happens with that. You know, there's speculation for Kyrie and what's going to happen with him. And then there's even speculation with LeBron opting out or re-signing a 2-year, like $98 million deal with us. So regardless, I'm going to stick with the Lakers, you know, through thick and thin. It's just something I do.
Y'all kind of have to pray for Dereck because all three of his teams kind of suck. I mean,
I'm sorry. The Ravens do not suck. Lamar Jackson has a playoff win and Kyler Murray doesn't. Did y'all go to
the playoffs last year? Exactly.
Didn't y'all get beat by the Lions last year?
Who went to the playoffs, though?
Who has a league MVP and who has a playoff win to their name? But as much as co-host Jalen doesn't want to do this episode, we're doing the Kyler versus Lamar one, and we're gonna have a moderator for that too, so things don't get too heated.
Why? That's too much work.
You're gonna do some work, buddy boy. You want that max extension? You're gonna do some work.
I don't even know if I want the max extension.
You get in the max extension.
I might as well just hit up Barstool and be like, hey, I'll go and take the deal.
No, they're going to be like, who's this scrub trying to reach out to us?
From what I've been told by the Presidente, is I fit the criteria of the Barstool audience.
Yeah, douchebag? Hey. Anywho, the Ravens don't suck. The Lakers, The Orioles.
They suck.
The Orioles.
They suck.
The Orioles, they suck. Got a new hat, though, so there's that. But also, let's talk about the NBA draft that went on. So, let them know about the first 3 picks, and then we'll cover our respective teams.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I didn't really follow the draft.
Yeah, pull it up on your phone.
Really, do I have to?
Yes, because my laptop is not charged at all.
Of course, because he was doing, you know...
I was not doing anything of the sorts. I was doing work for this podcast because somebody has to carry it.
Yeah, it was me.
It's not you. You are not him.
I've been him. All right, so first 3 picks, the top 3 prospects went to, they got drafted. So,
no shit, Sherlock.
With the number 1 overall pick, Orlando did draft Paulo Banchero from Duke University. And the second pick, OKC drafted Chet Holmgren, also known as a mix between Tyler Hill and the food critic from Ratatouille. And then Houston drafted Jabari Smith with their pick. Honestly, I've never really followed the NBA draft because I never really had a reason to. The Spurs were good for my whole life until now. So
you love to see it. Anyways, as far as the NBA draft goes on my end, I used to follow it back in the day when the Lakers actually had picks. And, you know, we were developing guys like Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram. Yeah. But anyways, who did your team pick up? Yeah, making the guy do work. Anyways, how are y'all doing this lovely evening? I apparently cannot speak, so there's that.
Okay, so we didn't even have any draft picks, but we traded back and we drafted Jaden Hardy. So
nice.
Try to develop him, see how he does. That's all I have to say. Dallas didn't even have any draft picks.
Yeah, fair.
So you can't maybe do work for nothing.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, the Los Angeles Lakers traded into the second round at pick number 35 and selected Max Christie. Now, I don't know too much about the guy, but time will tell how he works out. But the big thing I wanted to talk about is we added two guys to our Summer League roster in Scottie Pippen Jr. and Shareef O'Neal. Shareef O'Neal is the son of Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal. Scottie Pippen Jr., I shouldn't have to piece this together for y'all, but if I do, he is the son of Bulls legend Scottie Pippen. So we'll see how they play out. I highly doubt either of these guys are going to make the roster. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong, and they're not just camp bodies. But that's how I feel. I feel like they got to where they are because of the name attached to them at the moment.
You can't really say that because Scottie Pippen Jr. actually plays some decent basketball.
Well, I'm talking more about on Shareef O'Neal's end.
You can't even say that. It's not his fault he had a heart problem.
I'm not saying it is. But since co-host...
I mean, either way, if Shareef doesn't pan out, his daddy's going to probably give him like 5 of those Papa Johns and a couple shares of General Insurance and whatever other...
What you mean? Shareef O'Neal's going to take over the Shaq Shoe empire.
God, no. Me and Shareef share a common fashion sense, so I highly doubt he's going to wear his daddy's shoes.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, also, because co-host Jalen was a little upset I covered this without him, there was a certain royal family, as far as football goes, name added to a certain university here in Texas, at the University of UT. For those of you who do not...
University of UT, huh?
University of Texas. I can't speak today. Shut the hell up. I will kick your ass.
Okay. But, yeah, so unless you've been living under a rock, Arch Manning, the #1 overall recruit in the 2023 recruiting class, he has committed to the University of Texas, choosing the Longhorns over Georgia and Alabama. As a native Texan, I'm very excited for this. And in the words of one Samuel Ellinger, Longhorn Nation, we're back.
Hold on a damn minute. You is a Louisville Cardinals fan
Not really.
and an Oregon Ducks fan. How many damn teams do you have, my man?
All right, well, first of all, before, y'all come at me in the comments or whatever.
Comment bandwagon, Jalen, in the comments
Shout out
below.
to him. I am obviously an Oregon Ducks fan, always and forever. But just like many, many people who have, grew up in Texas, we all have baby pictures of us wearing, UT stuff and all that because we didn't really know any better. I barely remember the Vince Young era. I mean, I always watch all the documentaries about the national championship team and all that, but Colt McCoy was one of my favorite college football players of all time. I remember wearing his jersey but when I was younger, and I remember 5th grade when they made the national championship game against Alabama. I wore a UT shirt to school that day, not knowing what was going to happen that night. And yeah, but I mean, all seriousness, I'm happy. It's bringing a lot of hype back to UT, something that they really haven't seen since Colt McCoy. I mean, Sam Ellinger, he was like really the closest thing that UT has had in terms of a good quarterback. But the one thing that I feel like people kind of failing to realize is UT still has a good quarterback, the one they have now in Quinn Ewers, who transferred from Ohio State. So Arch is still in high school, obviously, so he's not going to be playing at UT like right now. He's still in high school. So not this season, but next season, that's when we'll be going to UT. In my opinion, hypothetically, say, Quinn Ewers balls out, UT wins the Big 12, and they win a New Year's Six Bowl. Arch will probably end up redshirting, I feel like, his freshman year, and then have Quinn play out his junior year. Quinn will end up probably leaving for the draft early, and then have him given Arch like 3 more years. I don't see Arch transferring anywhere. I don't see him leaving early because, if anything, his daddy, his grandfather, and his 2 uncles ain't gonna let that happen.
Fair enough. I do agree with you that he is probably going to be redshirted his freshman season. My thoughts on this. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, my favorite quarterback of all time does not play for my team. That is one Peyton Manning. So I'm excited to see another Manning coming back into the league. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Peyton went to the University of Tennessee. Eli went to Ole Miss. So Archie's doing his own thing. You know, he's not following after anybody, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Nope. I mean, unfortunately, his daddy Cooper, he was supposed to play Ole Miss at receiver, but he had some health problems that kind of ended his football career. So, unfortunately, Cooper was the one lone Manning who couldn't really play college or the NFL.
Yes, the forgotten Manning, just like there's a forgotten Jonas brother. Anywho,
but yeah, I mean, hey, best believe I'm going to be going to Austin for at least a game to see Arch play whenever that happens.
I kind of want to see him play
Red
too.
River rivalry. That's damn near bucket list. So, you know, down the line, I'll probably I might go to that one. I don't know, but I mean, it's still exciting to me because I've always wanted UT to, you know, come back, be relevant, be competitive, just because the whole, I mean, like, I grew up with them, you know what I mean? As I got older, as I kind of discovered that there were other teams out there besides UT and A&M, you know, I've stuck with Oregon for, 10 plus years now.
Disowned another team until they get good again, because that's how Cohost Jalen is.
And Louisville's a basketball school, and they can't even do that right, but,
Go Terps.
The Terps are ass.
Basketball, they're decent. Football?
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Y'all didn't make the tournament last year.
And last year, but the 2 years before that, they did. So.
Wow, 2019.
I said the 2 years. That would be 2022, smarts.
There wasn't a tournament in 2020.
Well, I didn't know that, obviously. Piss off. Anywho, Jackass, you wanted to cover these two new basketball movies that came out, did you not?
Oh, yes. So, for, my fellow fans of the hardwood, there are two new basketball movies for your viewing pleasure that you guys can go check out on streaming services. So, y'all probably have to borrow someone's Netflix and Disney Plus accounts for these movies. On Netflix, another Adam Sandler movie. We all love that man. Adam Sandler. He had a new basketball movie come out a few weeks back called Hustle. It starred him as a scout for the Sixers, and he was scouting a player. He was scouting an overseas player played by Juancho Hernangomez, who currently plays for the Jazz, and also starred Anthony Edwards. Their two characters were rivals, getting ready for the draft and all that. A really, really good movie, in my opinion. I mean, like everyone else out there, I love Adam Sandler. I've been a big fan of his work. And for him, to do a movie around the one thing that he like truly loves, which is basketball. Yeah, really, really good movie. Highly recommend it. A lot of cameos by NBA players in the league, including this guy made a cameo, which it made me a really, really happy person. And the second one that just came out this past Friday, this one's on Disney Plus, so. For all the guys out there, you probably have to hit up your girlfriend and borrow her Disney Plus account for this one movie. It's called Rise, and for those who aren't familiar with it, it is essentially a biopic about Giannis and his brothers, and basically it's a biopic, so you know how it is. Telling the story on them growing up in Greece, going through everything that they went through, selling toys and trinkets on the sidewalks as a kid, to sharing, shoes in practice, Giannis getting drafted, Giannis getting drafted, and we all know how they all turned out. So, two really, really good basketball movies that I highly recommend everyone go check out when y'all got the time. Like I said, y'all probably got to borrow someone's Netflix for Hustle, and for all the guys out there, you probably got to borrow your girlfriend's Disney Plus account for it. So, yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, my takes on it. For those of you that don't know, Adam Sandler can fucking ball, man. Like, Co-host Jalen said that is one thing he is good at. Like, you see this man all the time, he'll be hooping. You'll see images of, like, random parks and shit. And there's just Adam Sandler, Superman t-shirt and some N1 shorts, putting up buckets. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on that matter.
Did you even see Uncut Gems yet?
We're not going to talk about that. I'll get around to it when I have the time.
This man claims to be an Adam Sandler.
Listen, what do you want me to do? You want me to watch the movie and then give you a detailed essay of what I thought about the movie? You want me to do a fucking book report?
All you have to do is watch the movie and say, holy shit, you were right.
Alright, well, I'll let you know.
In about 2 weeks.
Nah, I can watch it tomorrow before I go into work. We'll make it into a game. How long before Dereck actually sees Uncut Gems? The world.
And then you gotta watch Hustle.
Okay, I'll watch that one too. I have Disney Plus, so that's a bit more easier. Anyways, co-host Jalen, you got any PSAs or anything else you want to talk about before
PSAs? I haven't been on a plane in
I
11 years.
I said PSAs.
I heard TSA.
You heard incorrectly. I thought it was your eyesight that didn't work, not your hearing.
Well, it's both of them, because, I messed up.
We know.
Yeah, look who I'm friends with.
That's your fault, not mine.
Really? But anyways, I never got no damn PSA. Why the hell am I acting like I'm finna say something important?
He gonna say something very educational. He gonna be like, wear your sunscreen, drink plenty of water, and don't die. Those are Jalen's PSAs. Now, on to the one who's more well articulated, except for this episode today. First off, as far as the WhattaPlay podcast goes, we got some more stuff coming. I have episodes planned out and obviously I'll discuss them with the guy to my left. But I have shit planned out as far as October as of right now.
The hell you got planned until October?
Don't worry about all that. I'll discuss that with you.
You would have told me to not worry about it, but you have to tell me.
I'm gonna have to. You right. Don't worry. I've been cooking up some shit. Anyways, we also
besides actual food for once.
We also signed somebody else to this roster. Not in regards of. Don't worry. I'm getting there. Not in regards to co-hosting frequently or regularly with me, as much as this man does, because we are the main co-host of this shit. Anyways, I'm gonna start doing WhattaPlay spaces on Twitter, and I have a different co-host for that, because co-host Jalen does not use the WhattaPlay Twitter page anymore. He doesn't even follow this shit. I'm not hating, I did take away his rights from that.
I'm pretty sure whenever you do that, you can just add me.
I can. So if you want to co-host that shit too.
I feel like I don't got a choice, but alright.
So yeah, that's coming. Also, we're going to be dropping merch down the line as the channel grows.
Who's going to pay for that?
There's actually some people that I've already talked to that would pay for it. That's not family or friends.
Do we get any of this money back?
Yeah, that would be the plan. Yeah, see? I'm smart sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, not all the time, as we all know that. But
None of us are.
one idea actually, cooked up in my brain for once. Come August when we do our, NFL preview, college preview, I feel like it'd be a nice video. I would like for us to go over our respective team schedules. Our main teams, not the teams we hop onto when our main teams don't make the playoffs.
So the Ravens, LSU, fair enough. You can't go over Dallas's then either. You have to go over your team.
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
I'm talking about. Oh wait, shit, wrong thing. My bad. Continue.
Anyway, this guy over here talking, but yeah. So for NFL, I'll go over Arizona's schedule. He'll go over the Ravens, and yeah. So look at that. I actually gave you a good idea for once.
He did. Good job. I'm proud of you. Doesn't mean shit for me, but
yeah, because you're gonna be like, we hooping, Ravens. We're going 17-0. We're going to the Super Bowl. And then
come the Super Bowl. What happened? No, I'm not gonna be like we hooping.
And then proceed to express some things about Lamar Jackson that we don't know.
First of all, no, that's you with Luka Doncic. First of all, anywho, I am not we hooping. I actually have beef with we hooping because he gives the Ravens. No, I wouldn't give a shit if he blocked me. Anyways, he gives us Ravens fans a bad reputation, and I can tell y'all when we do the NFL season preview and the NCAA season preview why this man doesn't like my team, the main two reasons, but we'll get into that at a later date. Other PSA I have. So when we do our annual fantasy football draft, I want to live stream that.
How are we gonna do all that?
That's easy. I literally hit live stream on YouTube because we have that feature now, and we set up a date where we're not working and record it, and then everybody else that's working will get their reactions and we'll react. It's just gonna be us in the video, but like we'll get their reactions. And if
Okay, here's my thing. We're gonna do this on your phone, right?
yes,
How are you gonna draft your team if your phone?
actually no, scratch that. Oh, easy, laptop.
Oh yes, my laptop. Let me just close all these windows, all these tabs, and that's not supposed to be great. Okay, I'm good.
I should have picked a different brother. Anywho.
Me too.
Anywho, we have a lot of fire stuff coming up for y'all. I'm also going to, because co-host Jalen has some summer plans. What, next month?
Next week.
Next week. So he's going to be gone for 2 weeks, but I'm still putting out content.
Not necessarily, well,
You're not going to be...
majority of next week, I won't be here.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be gone for like 2 weeks. I have, well,
That's fine.
long story short, next week's like my summer vacation, so I'm going to be out of town. And then week after that, I have to work, obviously. But then I'm also going to be, going out of town again. So, yeah, Jalen gets to actually do some shit over the summer for once.
Yes. As I was saying, I'm still, those 2 weeks he has plans, I'm still going to be putting out content. I actually have one of my coworkers, one of my brothers, one of my friends. He's going to co-host an episode with me in place of Jalen. That doesn't mean Jalen's being replaced or traded, as I've stated in a previous episode. Yet, we can't get nothing for you. I tried trading around on the market. They were like, who that is?
At this point, it wouldn't be you get anything back. It just be, I just become an unrestricted free agent.
No, nobody would sign you. And then you'd be like Delonte West.
Delonte West, yeah, on the streets again.
That's exactly what I meant. Also, get some help, Delonte West.
Yeah, your son LeBron hasn't heard from you in a while. You might want to hit him up.
Anywho, I'm gonna be doing some co-hosting. There's another guy that because co-host Jalen does not like wrestling. That's not his domain. That's mine. If you want to find somebody to record your little NASCAR episodes with, I don't know who'd be interested in that, by all means.
Nobody. This season's been kind of wide open. In fact, the race is on right now that I should be watching, but
Well, if we didn't have
had
technical
other
difficulties, on when we tried to record this.
yes, this man had to take some file off his phone that we will not get into because
This is somewhat a family-friendly show.
Sure, we can say that.
Anyways, yeah, we have a lot of fire stuff coming up for y'all. Co-host Jalen has graciously not really had much of a choice but to do the Twitter Spaces as well, which means you're gonna have to refollow the WhattaPlay page, my guy. So,
See, here's my thing. Granted, yeah, we kind of been going off track a lot this episode. Maybe we kind of do that here.
that's ADHD for you, baby.
I'm an exclusive person on social media, so if I follow you, you should feel.
Oh, you're saying I should feel honored that you follow me?
Yeah, basically.
I don't.
I mean, you should.
Just follow the damn page back so you can do this shit.
I'll think about it.
My guy, I literally cannot add you to the shit unless you follow the page back. Anyways, y'all stay safe, drink your water, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, if you're into that sort of thing. Also, it's Men's Mental Health Month, so, not a lot of people care about it, but it's something I'm passionate about. So, yeah, take care of your chickens and your mentals. Beast mode. And that's all I have to say. You got anything else for the crowd?
We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah. So, hey.